One list that showed up in the Pentagon just after 9/11 was 7 countries: Iran, Iraq, Lebanon, Syria, Somalia, Sudan, and Libya. And you know what the plan was? 7 wars in 5 years.
10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld. And one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, this is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran."
Where is the Middle East today? War in Syria, war in Lebanon, war in Palestine, unrest in Iraq, war in Yemen, chaos in Sudan, chaos in Somalia, chaos in Libya. Great job, Bibi. You did a terrific job. So this is, to my mind, what this is all about.
If you take out Saddam's regime, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region. And the way to deal with the terrorist regimes, among other things, was to apply military force against them.
The way we did in Afghanistan.
You need a higher purpose, and I also think you often need a lower purpose. Like the higher purpose for me.
What's the lower purpose?
Well, I love the idea of getting a drone and having light fentanyl-laced urine spraying on analysts who tried to screw us. But the higher purpose for me was to get this nation to be the preeminent power in the world, because whatever faults we have.
Is it an alien ship, a comet? Scientists and researchers are left puzzled.
First contact has happened, but it's not what you think. CERN transmitted a signal to an interstellar object, 3I Atlas, and it responded in 9 minutes.
Their collider to open up a portal to communicate with extraterrestrial beings. Well, and one of them are the occupants from 3I Atlas.
That's a round trip faster than light, and it's just the start of the mystery. The return signal wasn't a greeting, it was a complex mathematical proof. A proof for what, you ask? A technology that would make our most advanced physics look like child's play. What many overlooked is that the message didn't just say, "We are here," it told us where they are going next, and it might be closer than you think. Why 9 minutes is a terrifying number. The team settled in for a long, tense wait. Coffee was brewed and the low hum of the machinery filled the control room. Based on the comet's position, over 80 million miles away at that moment, the laws of physics were crystal clear. A round trip for a radio signal traveling at the speed of light should take about 15 minutes each way. 30 minutes total, give or take a few seconds. They expected at best a faint, degraded echo of their own signal half an hour later. Most believed they would get nothing at all, but that's not what happened. Exactly 9 minutes and 22 seconds after their transmission cut off, the receivers lit up with a jolt. It was a clean, powerful, and unbelievably complex signal coming directly from the trajectory of 3E Atlas. The control room was plunged into a stunned silence. A 9-minute reply was impossible. It violated Einstein's theory of relativity, the absolute speed limit of the universe. It was like receiving a letter in the mail from someone on the other side of the planet just 9 minutes after you sent yours. It simply could not happen. The initial shock gave way to frantic energy as alarms blared, not from an error, but from a signal strength so high it was off the charts. Every sensor was checked, every diagnostic was run. There was no error. The signal was real. The source was locked on 3I Atlas. And the message itself? It was pure mathematics, but on a scale that dwarfed their simple prime number sequence. The object hadn't just said hello back. It had replied with a complex data stream that started with a sequence defining the fine structure constant, a fundamental constant of physics, to a degree of precision hundreds of times greater than humanity had ever calculated. It was a display of knowledge so advanced it was like a caveman receiving a schematic for a smartphone. The thing nobody tells you is that this immediate, impossible reply wasn't a greeting. It was a statement of superiority. 3I Atlas, or whatever was controlling it, hadn't just heard the whisper, it had answered with a roar. The return numbers were more than just a physics lesson.
Who is the Pope?
He is the Emperor of Rome. Rome never died, never faded away. It became the Vatican. What is the Vatican? It is the priesthood of all of the old pagan religions of Rome, built upon the deception that they are Christian. Can man change the orders of God? Can man elevate himself above God? No. Then why did the Pope change the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday, the venerable day of the worship of the sun Osiris? Why in the outer courtyard of the Vatican is there a temple of the sun, an obelisk, and a reflecting pool built as a fountain around the base of the obelisk? Because what we're talking about in Dealey Plaza and in Washington, D.C. exists also in the Vatican. And I'm not trying to insult Catholics, I'm just trying to tell you the truth.